so guys, in today's video, we're going to be looking into how to set boundaries so that this man or any man can know how to value you. How do you set boundaries as a woman or as a lady? How do you set your boundaries so that a man can value you? By saying this, setting boundaries, I really mean that when you as a lady, you're setting your boundaries. For example, you've just sat down and said, I'm not going for anything less than this. That is setting your boundaries. I'm not going to accept this. I'm gonna go for this. That is setting your boundaries and limitations. So let's go straight to this video, guys, and find out more.
Are you sick of having men never respect you or treat you like the princess that you know you are? Do you wish you had the tools to wave your magic wand around and finally get the men you're dating to actually treat you like you deserve to be treated? On today's show, we're going to discuss how to set boundaries so that men actually value and respect you. That way, you'll never have to tolerate a disrespectful man ever again. Instead, you'll have them coming correct from the very beginning. Oh, and for those of you who have a question about your own relationship or situationship that you want my advice on, please hop into the live show and ask your question there, where I'll be giving advice live on the show. Even if you don't got a question, I want you to see some of these crazy stories we got from all of these members of the Players Club. It's going to be a great show today. Make sure you join me there.
Exactly. Ladies, women, just know you are worthy. Just know your value, your standards as a woman. Set your boundaries. By setting your boundaries, no man can come in and disrespect you. No man will come in and just take you for granted. Just set your boundaries. By setting your boundaries, I mean, if for example this man found you working, he is not supposed to come in and tell you, the moment you get into a relationship or you're married, he comes in and tell you, you now have to stop working. No, it's your choice. It's upon you to decide whether you're going to stop working or you're going to continue with your work. And then another thing is that if this man maybe found you pursuing your career, continue pursuing your career. That is setting your boundaries and standards. No man will ever come and disrespect you and even lose value for you.
Here are 5 boundaries that high value women set if they're dating to find their soulmate. If he asks you out on a last minute date, you say, as much as I love spending time with you, last minute dates, they don't make me feel good. I really love it when a man asks me out in advance, plan the dates and everything. Is that something that you like to do? He invites you over to cook for you. You say, oh, thank you so much. That is so nice. And I don't go to a man's house that I'm just dating. It's really important to me that we continue to date outside in the public. He tries to sleep with you. This one is easy. I don't sleep with men who I'm not in a committed relationship. That's it. He keeps texting you, but he doesn't call you or ask you on real dates. To that, you say, I am not really into having a digital relationship. What I am in my life right now, I'm interested in a real relationship that is moving forward towards a permanent relationship. Is that something that you like to do? He keeps talking about his ex or keeps asking questions about your ex. To that, you say, I really don't enjoy talking about our exes. I really love to focus on us and the man who is in front of me. I don't want to think about your ex either. So I need that to stop. Is that something that you can do? The most important part about setting boundaries is that first and foremost, you respect your own boundaries. You can never ever find a man who respects your boundaries if you don't respect your own. And it's never about making a man respect your boundaries. It's never about making a man who doesn't want a real relationship. He just wants to text all day long, or he just wants to sleep with you to want a real relationship. a soulmate relationship. It's for you to set the boundary, ask if it works for them. If it does, fantastic. If it doesn't, you move on. So here were the just five examples. There are a lot more. If you want to hear more, let me know in the comments. And if you're new to my page, hello and welcome. My name is Shahrzad Paranda. I'm a certified dating and relationship coach, and since 2017, I have helped hundreds of women to find their soulmates, to be in happy, healthy, harmonious relationships with the love of their life. So if that is you, I hope that you're here to stay, and I'll see you in the next one.
Exactly, ladies. Just set your boundaries and respect your boundaries. There's no man who's gonna come into your life and he doesn't respect your boundaries. You set your boundaries and he's got to agree or follow your boundaries. For example, if one of your boundaries is like, well, for example, you are dating, you are still in a relationship, you are not yet married, you are actually just still dating. One of your boundaries is like, you're not going ever to sleep in a man's house. The moment this man mentions to you about visiting him at his place, just tell him your boundary, one of your boundaries is like, I never visit or go to a man's house while dating. And then another thing is that, another boundary is like, maybe you're used to going out, you're used to paying your bills, that is your boundary. Don't allow this man to come and chip in and pay your bills. That is setting your boundaries and limits.
Ladies, this is a very important video, okay? Let's talk about standards for how you'd like to be treated in dating and being able to hold boundaries, okay? Welcome to Daddy Academy. And these two things, they really both stem from, like, the big overarching theme of what is your internal perception of your self-worth, okay? If your perception of your self-worth is low, your standards and your boundaries are going to be all out of whack. You're going to put up with a lot more than what you should, and put up with things that, like, you really, should never put up with. The only way to build up that internal self-worth is to hold those standards and those boundaries hard. And listen, I understand that's a very hard thing to do. Like, even for myself in my own past, like, it's a hard thing to do. I've always been a very caring person, and like, I've let things go in the past, but like, there comes a time where you have to say, listen, this is my fucking life. These are my relationships. I know somebody else is another partner in it, but I want XYZ out of the relationships in my life and the people who I'm allowing into them. Okay, so I need to have this boundary, and if somebody crosses it, maybe you give them one time, give somebody some grace because maybe you didn't, tell them that those were your feelings. But if they do it again, you're fucking done. You are done. Okay, that guy's got to be done, or that girl's got to be done. It doesn't matter, because every time you go against your standards for how you'd like to be treated, or you let people cross a boundary, like I said, your self-worth goes to the point where I'm sure a lot of you have felt this way in the past. You don't even know who you are anymore because you've let so much shit go. You can't let it go. You got to stand on business. No, but for real, I know this is a very touchy and, it's a hard topic. Like, trust me, I've had situations in the past where this was really tough for me. Comes a point where you have to, like, really step up, be a little brave, and hold that boundary, hold your ground, stand up for yourself, and demand what you want out of a relationship. Whether it's a long-term relationship that you're in right now or the beginning stages of dating. If somebody does some shit that makes you feel a certain way, call them out on it or just fucking walk away. Holding these boundaries and having these standards are really your superpower in dating, because if you are strong with these two things, right, you are only going to attract the people in your life that match that. Everybody else will be repelled, which is good. Not everyone's supposed to like you. So get rid of all the crap, right? Feel great about yourself. Work on that, your inner peace, your inner confidence. Do the things that make you feel amazing. So you're feeling your best self. And then, you'll be a magnet to the types of people who will reflect that in their own way.
Boundaries are how you teach somebody else how to treat you. So here are 6 non-negotiable hot girl boundaries every woman should have. Number 1, your opinion is king. If you don't know how you feel, it's okay to say, let me think about it and come back to you. But we're not folding our opinion as women to fit a man's opinion. That's pick me energy. Ew. 2, you are your number one priority. Never want a man to feel like he is the center of your universe, because whenever a man feels like he's the center of your universe, it opens the door for disrespect. The mentality you want to keep is, I am the star of the show, and if you want a place in my life, you have to act right. And that's how you get a guy to stay in check throughout the relationship. 3, you move on your time clock for intimacy. You guys, you know what I mean. If it's not an F yes, it's an F no. Remember that. 4, if he follows random women, especially Insta girls, dump him. 5, consistency speaks loudest of all. Doesn't matter if he's Romeo 2.0 week 1 and then he's nowhere to be found week 2. He needs to court you consistently over time. And that's why it's most beneficial as a woman to maintain the energy of kind of being unimpressed until he's shown up consistently for you. Unfortunately, it's kind of like a guilty until proven innocent vibe. And 6, men have to earn your stories. Do not present yourself as an open book. Open book energy is not hot. The hot energy is, if you want to know me, you have to peel back the layers. You have to put in consistent time and effort to get to know the real me. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to schedule a one-on-one with me via the link in my bio.
That's it for today, guys. How to set your boundaries as a woman or as a lady to make that man to value you. First of all, ladies, you're supposed to know your self-worth. Know your worth as a woman. Know what you want in life. Know what you want in that relationship. What are some of the outcomes that you're going to get from that relationship? And this is where I'm saying you've got to set your boundaries. Setting your boundaries, you stick to your boundaries so hard. Stick to your boundaries no matter what. Don't ever change. You're gonna stick to your boundaries. For example, if you're setting your boundaries because you know this is gonna be out of this relationship, this is gonna be a long lifetime commitment. You know this is the kind of person I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with. And so I don't want any kind of crap, any kind of shit into my life. I'm gonna set my boundary. Even at your work, let me give a good example. Even at your workplace, at your neighborhood, you just set your boundary. You don't entertain any kind of crap, any kind of shit from anyone. As long as you set your boundaries, you're good to go. So in a relationship, as long as you've set your boundaries, you know your limits, you know your limitations, where you just set your boundary. That man will ever always value you, and he's not gonna disrespect you at all. So guys, thank you so much. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section, about ladies setting their boundaries while in a relationship, so this man can actually value this woman.